there, go there, go there. What buddy? What buddy? What buddy? What buddy? What buddy? Nate's here. Say hi to Nate. Say, hey, Nate.
Hi, Nate.
Hi, Nate.
Nate.
Oh, who else is here?
Nate.
Anush.
Anush.
Albert.
Alba, okay.
Homero Garza.
Homero Garza. Okay, that.
Ron. Joey.
Okay, that's done.
David Graham.
David Graham.
Gio. Joette.
Gio.
Hamster.
Oh.
Hamster's in the house. They got a hamster here. Hamster. Mark and Pete, what's going on? All right.
Popsy.
Go ahead, buddy.
So, I see a little blue thingy right there.
A little blue thingy right there?
Yeah.
Cool beans. Well, are you ready for our intros?
Yeah, let's go closer to the gap.
Let's go closer to the gap. You want to go closer to the gap? Hold on. Right there, right there. There's the gap right there.
Yeah.
Right there. It's the gap.
You know, live's not touching either of them.
I know, Li's not touching either. Well, let's say hello to everybody. You ready?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Got my little buddy to help out. Hey, little buddy, gotta say hi to everyone. Say hi, everyone.
Oh,
All right, little buddy's 5 years. How old are you?
5.
What's your name?
Maverick.
Are you going to teach them about stocks? Yep. All righty. Okay, what we're looking for is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. Where are my glasses, buddy? Where are my glasses? What did you do with my glasses?
And then I left at Papa G's.
You left over. Let me get them. You entertain everyone. I'll go get my glasses.
Papa G's then left at Chuck E. Cheese.
Probably. You talk to everyone. I'll go get my glasses. Say hi. That's it? It's the best you got?
So, guys, there's actually a gap right instead of here, but look.
Alrighty. I got my glasses.
Hey, Miss, Papa G.
What?
But look, it went up.
Yes, I know. It went up.
But the line, it went like this. It did this.
Yep. That's exactly what it did. All right, got my glasses. Let's get the ball rolling. All right. Uh-oh. Take a look. Okay. Spec wants to take a look at CAG. Let's put CAG into the chart. Uh-oh. Let's get rid of that. Skip version. Cancel. Start streaming. Let's put this right there. Hold on. We got to get this thing up and running. We got to get this bad boy up and running, buddy. All right, cut that over to there. Put this over to here, just like that. Bring this down over to here, just like that. Click on this. Click on that. Click that button right there. And we are live and streaming. Hey, James and company. Oh, uh-oh. B-Rad. Hey. Look. B-Rad Daddy said hi.
Hi.
B-Rad Daddy. All right, so we're going to take a look at CAG first. Uh-oh, big premium. B-Rad will take a look at that. Very short UPS. Warns customers to... Okay, interesting. Okay, we got RILY. Are you paying attention?
Yeah.
Okay, we got RILY, CAG, and Abbott Labs. Christian, Addison, Mason. Hello. All right, first on the list is going to be... You. First on the list right there. What's that?
Okay, I know what that spells.
CAG.
Oh my gosh.
See, now look over here on the chart.
Okay.
Right there. See it? Way over there. No. Look. No,
that?
not there. Way over here.
Oh yeah.
See, that's where we put CAG, and then we hit enter.
Okay.
Ooh, no, buddy, say no.
No.
See, look at this. Say no way.
No way.
That's way too low.
That's way too low.
Look at it. No, look right here.
Oh my god, it's so low.
See, look, click here. Watch. And then watch here. See, click. And look, see, where's that going?
All the way to there.
All the way down.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Okay, so here's the thing. CAG is going all the way down for the past couple of weeks. Now, it's not that there's a big, huge problem. It's that we're going to wait until it finds the bottom. Once it finds the bottom, turns around, starts moving back up, and then maybe. So you know what we're going to do is we're going to write CAG down on our list.
Papa, look. It's red.
Yes, buddy, it's red. I see that. Let's do this right here. Let's click right there. Slide it over a tad, right about there. That sound better? Now it's green.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to write,
Oh.
yoo-hoo. We're going to write CAG down in the book. CAG. So once CAG, yoo-hoo. You paying attention?
Oh, what?
Once CAG finds the bottom, turns around, goes back up, then it'll be a buy. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll get one of those. Okay, what's next? What's this one?
But. Bat.
ABT.
ABT.
All right, expect ABT. ABT. A bit less. What do you think, buddy? Look. High?
No.
Low? Where was it? Where is it?
Where?
And then we take the finger like this, right? Up, down.
No.
Up, down.
No.
Up. What's going on right here? Let's take a close look at that one and see if that is a good opportunity for this week. Well, what do you think, buddy? Here's the high. Here's the low. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Yeah, see, it came down. So, not this week. Maybe next week. Tell them, maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week. We don't want to see the bottom. See how it turns here? See the bottom here. Hits bottom, turns around, goes up very slowly. A nice slope. Now that's nice. Nice slow up to the upside. Then she comes down again. Finds the bottom, turns around and shoots up. And comes tumbling down. See? So, maybe next week. Maybe next week for CAG. Okay. Who else do we have? Who else?
So,
Jashawn? See? Jashawn's here.
Okay. No, that's nice.
What the I have no idea. Hello from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Hello from Philadelphia. You. Hey. They're saying hello from Philadelphia.
Hi.
Say hello from St. Petersburg.
Hi from Petersburg.
and Universal Studios, Michigan. Can you grab the camera for... No. I have no idea what Lamar Jackson edit is. Can you say hi to Kira? Give your kids a real childhood eventually, please. Come on, seriously. We were in the pool all day, and then we went out to Chuck E. Cheese, and we had chicken nugget and pizza. He's a football player. I don't think so. He don't like loud noises. LUV. What do we have over here? What do we have over here, buddy? All right, who do we have over here? Okay, we have Ron. Say hi, Ron. Albert. Relax. Sunshine. OTW. Kathy. Davy boy. Fat what? Hi. Hi from Jesse. Say hi, Jesse. Yoo-hoo. Say it is the goat. Hey, goat. Okay. Jeffrey. Bobby. Can you not pull my shirt? Thank you. Are you gonna pay attention?
Yeah.
Look who else is saying hi. Diana. Say hi, Diana. B-Rad Daddy. Awesome. 110 Beast. Fairway Jesus. Okay. Michael. Ron. Michael B-Rad Daddy. Okay. Riley. Let's take a look. Look. Right here. Look. Riley. Let's take a look at Riley. R-I-L-Y. Riley. Okay, Riley is one. Riley. Look here. The high. Low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up. Down. Yeah, that was a big up, wasn't it? Okay, look where we are right here. 293. 293. Right there, 293. Well, let's take a look. Okay, so the 3s are going for 5 cents. Yeah, buddy. That works, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a closer look right here. What does that look like? Okay, let's look.
See it.
Alright.
But
Let's take a
Let's
look.
see.
Look at that movement. Uh-oh.
okay, that's
Just dismiss
a
that.
long.
Okay, you ready? High,
No.
low. Where was it? Where is it? Now let's do this. You ready? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, I know. What are we going to do about that?
Well,
Well, let's zoom in and see what it looks like. Zoom in. Where are we? The 29th, right there. Well, if you take a look at it, the top is here. Here's the bottom. Now it's moving up. If you take the average movement like this, looks like it should still be going up, right? What do you think? Think we want to try this one?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a gander. Well, right now it's at 308.
Yeah.
And the 3s are going for 5 to 11. That don't sound right.
Yeah.
Well, the 3.5s are going for 2 to 4. What do you think of that?
Nice.
Nice? Yeah. Okay. What else we got? Oh, what's that one right there? Mikey wants to take a look at what?
TAV. LAV.
LUV.
LUV.
Now, LUV is, Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines. Let's take a look.
Yeah, sure.
LUV. Southwest Airlines, buddy. Ooh, that one looks good. Look at it. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Look, it's going up right there. That one likes like.
Now it's gonna blast them to go down.
It's gonna blast up, then go down.
And then all the way down, all the way to right at the bottom.
Okay, so right now we're at 32. Look.
But party. But blasted down.
I know it blasted down, but look, we're at 32. 32 and a half is going from 19 to 39. What kind of craziness is that? That's not good.
Party.
What?
The down is all by itself.
I know, it's all by itself.
But
Let's zoom in.
Let's take a closer look and see if it's still right.
Let's take a closer look to see if it's still right. I like this one. Look at the motion. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this.
Okay.
Down.
Up. Down.
It's going up, right?
Yeah, now it's going to blast up.
I know, it's going to blast up. It's at 32. The 32 is going for 46. That's nice. Shall we try one of those?
Yeah.
Well, let's try it out.
Yeah.
Let's try out LUV. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. We are going to change this to covered call because I like a covered call. It's simple, it's safe, it's predictable, it's consistent. Why not? If it makes sense, why not? Can I get one of those?
Yeah.
Can I get one of these? Cool beans?
Cool beans.
Yeah, but you gotta go like this. You gotta go, cool beans.
Cool
beans. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna look at the 32 and a half.
Okay.
That don't look right. 32.
Blast.
Okay, we're gonna do just one contract, and we're gonna do it at the market order, and it's gonna look something like this. You ready? Here we go.
What?
Here we go. Yo, you ready?
Yo.
Buy one
Yo.
covered call LUV, which is Southwest Airlines, 100, which is the weekly. 3, you're not looking. 3 July 25. You want to get something to drink?
Yeah.
All right, go get something to drink. Go ahead. I'll be right here waiting for you. 3 July 25, which is this coming Friday, the $32 call strike at the market to open to open. Now, I'm not repeating myself. No, it's not an echo. It is 2 trades in 1. That's where we buy the stock and we sell the option at the same time. So if we're buying it at 32, okay, And this is what we're making, $37 off of a $3,100. That doesn't look right. Well, let's get the calculator out and see what the calculator says. Because it doesn't look quite right. Let's get the calculator over to here. Oh, right there. Clear that one. Now, profit, $37 right there. Now we're going to divide the 37 by how much it costs. Because anytime you have a cash producing asset, well, you have to have some type of cash flow, which we do. 37 bucks this week. And next week, we have the potential of picking up some more money. And then the week after and the week after. Well, that's what I mean by predictable and consistent. Predictable, I know what I'm already going to make. And do I have to rely on the stock moving? No. Broken Angel, no, that was not my young son. That was my grandson. Believe it or not, I'm old enough to be a grandfather. Can you believe that? Anyway, so what I'm looking for, safety, predictability, consistency. No. Go get the sippy cup. Go get the other cup. Ask Julie for the sippy cup, please. Thank you. Yeah. Last thing I want him to do is spill his cup all over my computer. Anyway, so when I say consistency, well, I want to be able to do it every single week. That's why we only do weekly options. Now, a weekly option is something you can trade on a weekly basis every single week. Why not? Right? It kind of makes sense. Now, I don't like monthly options because you can't. Got to have a sippy cup. Absolutely. That's funny, KG. But anyway, who we got here? Lucky Goat, what's going on? So, consistency every single week. That's why I only do weekly options and not monthly options. Okay? I don't just buy and sell stocks. Because if the stock doesn't have a way to give me a consistent, predictable cash flow, why would I want to invest in it? Okay, I'm 61. I need consistent cash flow every single week. So that way, I'm only looking at weekly options. You buy a good company, okay? Now, what I like is the Dividend Kings, the Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and of course, Warren Buffett's list. Now, those 5 lists right there are going to give me about 300 different companies to look at to get a consistent 1% every single week. Well, that's what I'm looking for. 1% every single week. Now, it usually takes me anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes. Between 5 minutes and 15 minutes every morning. Now, it's not that difficult. You see what you bought the stock for, what option looks the best, and is it going to give me 1%? All right. So we're going to take the 37, which is right here, profit. We're going to divide it by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $31.63. All right. Divide it by $31.63. It comes to a grand total of 1.1%. Okay. Now think of it. 1.1% every single week. Well, that's over 50% per year. And why wouldn't you want to have 50% every year? That's not a sippy cup either. You standing up? Come on. Really? Yeah. Climb up. There you go. All right. I'm going to put yours right here. And don't spill your drink.
Whack. Whack. Whack.
Whack. Okay. Anyway.
Whack.
So I like this one. Let's write this one down because it is giving 1.1% LUV. LUV 1.1. What number is that? That's the 32s. The 32s. All right. That would look pretty good. What do we have next? AR Management Finance Trading TTS. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay, 110 Beast 1. Okay, dude, that's over 1%. 1.1%. Uh-oh. What's that one? KHC.
K.
Do you know what they make?
K.
K's right there. K H C. Now KHC. Hey, hey, hey. KHC makes ketchup.
Ketchup.
Ketchup. Hold on.
And
Hold on. We get rid of this stuff first. Okay, get rid of this. Look. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Change this back to that. And back to here. Now let's put in KHC. You got it? KHC? KH.
C.
And enter. Enter. And there it is. Take a gander. Look. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down. We're going to say, what are we going to say? Look, look, look.
Well,
We're going to say no. It's too low. Look.
low.
Way too low. That's the low of the year. We don't want to buy at the low of the year. That's crazy. That's totally nonsense. Here we go. Last 30 days. Check it out. High, low. Where
Now
was it? Where is it?
Super blast up.
Super blast up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
Up.
it's gonna go all the way down.
Yep.
down, down.
Up, down, up, down.
We're not arguing with that.
I'm not arguing with that either. It's going down. So we want to buy it?
No.
No. That's crazy.
That's two kinds crazy.
That's two kinds of crazy. All right, two kinds of crazy. Sorry. Don't get me wrong. Now, I do love Heinz ketchup. They've been in business for over 100 years, consistently profitable for over 5 decades. That's 50 years. This company consistently profitable. But
Yeah, but this
Just
is
not
never
today.
go with this like this. But why are they going all the way down the first level of that?
yes, exactly. We can wait for it to turn around and go back up again. Absolutely.
Let's see what happens at the next level. What happens?
Yeah, let's see what happens after. Oh.
Yeah, but
What's
I
this
know.
one? What's this one right there? What's that one?
Apple.
Apple.
It's an apple.
That was Apple. Let's take a look at Apple. All right. AAPL. Apple. Ooh. What do we have over here? Hold tight.
Want to see
Hold
an
tight.
apple.
We're here. He's running it. Gretchen, how are you running crazy? Why don't you want to buy at the lowest possible cost? Now, Gretchen, I'm going to agree with you 100%, Gretchen. Let's bring that back up for a second. Which one were we just looking at?
Actually.
What were we just looking at?
KHC. Okay.
KHC. All right, Gretchen.
Okay,
Now, hold on. Sit tight. Gretchen, the reason why I do not want to buy it here, let's zoom in a little bit closer. Because, Gretchen, there is no way possible that you can guarantee me this is the bottom. Okay? Because tomorrow, you get a 50-50 shot. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Well, it's currently going down.
Then it's going to drop.
So odds and probabilities are saying that it's probably going to go down again. So if it goes down again, why would I want to buy it now when, if possible, tomorrow it could be lower? Okay, and I don't ever buy at the bottom. I wait for it to hit the bottom, turn around, and go back up. I like 2 days to the upside from a bottom. So if this is,
And to this point, it's almost all. Now it's almost to this number.
yes, it's almost at that number. So
Yeah.
if it goes down again tomorrow, I'm just going to keep waiting until I have 2 days to the upside. Because you can't
before
pick.
this point, this is never have to go this down. And I've never seen it go this down. But for this point, I never see it go like this.
Me either. So Gretchen, what I'm looking for is finding the bottom, waiting for it to turn around to go back up. Now you can pick whatever bottom you want
Yeah,
to
but
pick.
it's gonna go even lower than that.
It could go
and
lower.
I'm gonna be so impressed by this.
I'll be so impressed too. But I wanted to hit
yeah.
bottom, turn around, go back up again. Now, I have no idea who you are, how old you are, or anything like that. But I'm 61. I cannot afford to be wrong. So if I'm wrong, that means I'm going to have to go back to work, and I have no desire to do that. So what I'm looking for specifically, finding the bottom, okay, turning around and going back up, okay, find the bottom, turn around, go back up.
No,
So I like
not.
KHC, so we're just going to wait and see.
Yeah, we're waiting to what
Okay,
happens.
not funny. I wasn't trying to be funny, Gretchen. It's just that I'm showing you. I understand you want to buy it as low as possible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
just because it's low now, okay, it doesn't mean tomorrow it could go lower. And I don't want to buy it until it stops and goes back up. Okay, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. Okay, this does not guarantee it's the bottom. And if it did guarantee it's the bottom, well, a lot of us would jump in. But it has no guarantee that it's the bottom. So when it hits the bottom, it will eventually turn around and go back up. Then I'll jump in. Okay? But I do appreciate your interaction, and I do. Okay? Why wouldn't you want to buy at the lowest price? I do. How this works, we got that. Okay, not funny. Why does James say he hates black people? So who the hell would say that? That's a terrible thing to say. Polygon to the move, never heard of it. What are we doing? We're doing investing for weekly cash flow. Okay, makes good sense. Thank you, Gretchen. Now that's for me. Okay, you have to figure out what is right for you, Gretchen. Me personally, I want 2 days to the upside. On the third day, if the third day is higher than the second update, that's where I jump in. Isn't stocks basically random? Not really. Because if you take a look at it, let's pull this back for a second. Give me 1 second. I want to explain this. Okay, who said that one? Dun, 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 dun. Basically, okay, outsa. Can you say outsa? Outsa. Okay, outsa. Basically, stocks not really random. Watch. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I can do this all day long. Stocks go in two directions and only two. They go up, they go down, that's it. Okay, so when a stock is done going up, it will come down. And it will keep coming down until it's done. Then when it finds the bottom, it will go up until it's done. And then it'll come back down, and then it'll go back up, and then it'll come back down. The idea is find a good company, one that you like, one that you don't mind buying, one that you don't mind holding on to. When it's at a bottom, that's when you buy. When it goes up, pick a number, any number, stick to it. For me, it's 1% a week. So if I get a bottom here, 2 days to the upside, 1, 2. On the third day, I jump in. After 1 or 2%, I jump out. Hits the top, it comes back down again. Bottom, it goes up, and then look, it comes back down again. That's all it does, over and over and over again. Okay, so what I'm waiting for specifically are clues to tell me when the right time to jump in is. And for me, it's after a 30-day top. You got your profit taking, finds a 30-day bottom. Okay, 2 days to the upside, that's where I like to jump in. But that's me. Okay, don't listen to what I say. Figure out what works for you, what makes sense. Because my number one, hold on, I'm gonna think of a good way of wording this one. My number one outcome, okay, for doing this every day. My number one outcome is, does it make sense? It either makes sense or it doesn't. What I'm looking for specifically is 1% every single week. Looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That makes sense. Okay? So, thank you for your input. Is this Kivo? How's it going, Kivo? What stock were we talking about? We were talking about Heinz ketchup, Kraft Heinz. Okay, Heinz 57, Kraft, they'll do a lot of sauce. Shell, thank you, Shell. Is this the backup account? Absolutely, Kevo. Are you on live when the market opens? Absolutely. Are you All right, your view of charts is cut off for us. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, thank you. I gotta get this thing fixed so I can get the cameras at a different angle. You gotta forgive me. I got like 6 cameras going. I'm trying to get each one in line. Hakuna! I see you got a new assistant. When will he lead the show by himself? Say hi to Hakuna Matata.
I'm a creator.
All right. So we have questions over here in the live, or is that just noise in the background? Hold on. Eric, got some noise in the background over there. Eric, I'm gonna mute that out. All right, here we go. All right, let's keep on going. What other questions do we have? Okay, makes sense. Thank you. 2 positive days. That's for me. Isn't stocks basically random? No, they are not. That kid is like Elon Musk's little boy in the Oval Office. Pepsi. Oh, Jamal wants to take a look at Pepsi. Do you like Pepsi?
What's Pepsi?
What's Pepsi?
Yeah.
Pepsi's a soda. You drink Pepsi. Wait a second. Somebody want to look at Apple first. We're looking at Apple first. Apple first. You ready? Here we go, buddy. Here we go. You ready? High. Low. Where was it? Where is it? Where's it going? Up, down, up. Okay, it's at 201 right now. Look what the 201's going for. 295, 168. Not the greatest in the world, but I already have some Apple. Okay.
Can I add a couple to the list?
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah.
AEO.
AO?
AEO.
Oh, AEO, American Eagle Outfitters. Love them. Go ahead.
Macy's.
Macy's. Got to have some Macy's.
Oh yeah, sure, Macy's. Hi.
Gap.
Hi.
Gap.
Oh, Gap. G-A-P.
Oh, hi. Hi.
And last one, Apache.
Hi.
APA.
Hi.
Okay, excuse 1 second. When someone is talking, you be quiet and listen so I can hear what they're saying. Okay? Cool beans. Cool beans. Okay, what was that last one again?
Apache. APA.
Oh, Apache. APA. I love me some Apache. All right, we're going to get to those 4. I got a couple ahead of you. Rizzo, what's happening? All right. What do we have here? Uh-oh. KG, that's you, right? APA, AEO, Gap, and Macy's. Why are you putting it in both places? Need some advice on Mara. Okay, Tadil, hold on, Mara. M-A-R-A. Advice on Mara, bought it at 15, sold covered call at 33, expired Friday. Now what? Now, I'm a little bit confused there. All the ones I find that meet criteria seem to have low premiums. All righty then. Hold that thought. Let's finish up with Apple first. All right. Let's take a look at the last 30 days because I do have some Apple. The 30th, right? 29th. Hey, it's the 29th, isn't it? Yeah, it's the 29th. Okay. All right. So the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the way it's going. It definitely looks like it's going up. But what's going on here? All right. So the high right here, 200, 206, 195, 204. Now we're at 201. All right. So I jumped in at 202 205 a couple of weeks ago. All right. She bottomed out, retraced. Okay. That's where we are. So 201. Now, Apple doesn't have a 201. It's got a 2, but if we buy it at 201.68, we're taking 168 off of this, and it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to say no for getting into Apple. Now, if you already have Apple, well, that's a different story. So jumping in is a different. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, just checking. All right, because you're not in the camera over here. They can't see you. See? There you are. See? See, now these people over here can see you. See, you're right there, you're right there, you're right here. You're not there, and you're not there. How come?
Because little too dark on that one.
I know, that one's a little dark. All right, let's see where we're going next. All right, so Tadil wants to take a look at Mara. Now, he said he bought Mara at 1501. M-A-R-A.
And then
1501.
How cheap it?
And you sold, okay.
100. The 19 is next to 100.
Yes, I know. Do you know what that means?
What is that?
Okay, okay, look. Okay, that's the 18th of July.
And then 19 and 100 versus this means it's dry.
No. Okay, 18 July 25 is this year. That right there, look, where it says 26, that says 19. That's 19 days from now. That's 19 days away. And this right here, that just means it's a weekly option. That's all.
Yeah, it means 100.
I know. 100 means it's a weekly option. Okay, so let's take a look at what's next. All right, so to deal, you bought Mara at 1501, sold the covered call for 33, expired on Friday. Now what? Well, if you still have it at 1501, why not sell another 15 on Monday? It's going for 40 cents a share. That's more than 2%, like 2.5%. Can you let go of my shirt? Thank you. You're a big boy. You can stand by yourself. All right, so we're going to wave to Hakuna Matata. Hi, Hakuna. All right. Now, what are we looking at next? Okay, so anyway, to deal. All right. You got 3 July, which is 4 days away, because we only have 4 days this week. So there's a good possibility we might not be able to get 1% per week this week because we only have 4 days.
No.
All right, so the $15 call strike, is selling for 40 cents a share at this moment. Now, when the market opens tomorrow morning, all these numbers here are going to change. So first thing tomorrow morning, actually, you could put in a good to cancel order. You can put a good to cancel order in tonight.
Yeah, but keep changing until almost says 100. Change to 100, then later 100.
Are you done?
No.
No? All right. So tomorrow, you can either put the order in tonight with a limit order. Now, if you jumped in at 15, 1% is going to be 15 cents. It's currently going at 40 cents a share, which is 2.5%. What's wrong with that? Can you? Let's keep on going. What are we doing? All right. All the ones that I find meet criteria seem to have low premiums. Okay, 110 Beast. You have to give me one to take a look at so I can take a look at it. Shirley, why do you wait for the second day and not the first day? Well, because Shirley, I've been doing this for so long that one day to the upside is not always historically been a good indicator that the stock is getting ready to turn. Okay, if you take a look at turning points, every time it drops, let's take a look at this one right here. All right. Hey, when I am talking, okay, when I am talking, you wait, and then you can talk, okay? So we're going to take a look right here, and you tell me what you see. All right.
Okay, we're going to go to the next level.
Okay,
we're going to the next level.
We're going to go to the next level in a second.
Yeah, and we go to the next level. Let's go.
I know. Okay. So who asked that question? Okay, Shirley, are you ready? Shirley, look at this. Okay, the high was here. It came down. Here's the bottom. One day up. And then the very next day, it started coming back down again. So I've been doing this long enough that I like 2 days to the upside before I jump in. Because to me, 1 day is not enough time, and it could be just an anomaly. You got something to say?
I was just saying something quietly, so nobody people saying you're wrong.
Oh, do you think they're telling I'm wrong? Do you think Papa G's wrong?
No, I was just saying so nobody says I'm wrong.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Well,
what do we got
it
next?
was like this.
Okay, today we already did Mara. What's this one right here, buddy? TSLY?
TSLY.
TSLY. Oops, try it one more time. TSLY. Can you do me a favor? Stop grabbing my shirt.
I'm gonna sit down.
You gonna sit down? All right, you sit down. All right, so here's TSLY. All right, Mr. Hankey, 175. I want you to take a look at this for a second. See if this makes sense to you. 18 July, 15 August, 21 November, 20 February. Now, when I say I only do stocks with weekly options, these here are all monthly. Now, don't get me wrong, some people like monthly options. Me, personally, I don't, because for me, the numbers just don't work. I'm looking for 1% every single week. So the only way I would make 1% off of this would be for me to stare at this all day long, looking for opportunities to get in and get out. No, I don't do monthly options. The numbers just don't work for me. I want 1% every single week. I can't get that with a monthly. We got some questions over here. What do we have? All right. Okay, good evening. Got some real talent in here tonight. Oh, JC said that. Say hi, JC.
Hi, JC.
Okay, is there expiration date for covered calls? Yes, there are.
Hi.
Okay, Rose. Stop pulling my shirt. Stand still.
I was almost gonna fall.
Well, why don't you stand still and quit jumping around? All right, Rose. Expiration date for covered calls. Right here. Whatever expiration date you choose. Okay, 18 July, 15 August, 21 November, 20 February. Those are all months. I don't like months. I like weeklies. Weeklies look something to this effect. 3 July, that's this Friday. That's this Thursday. 11 July, next Friday. 18 July, 2 Fridays. 25 July, 3 Fridays. 1 August, 4 Fridays. 8 August, 5 Fridays. Okay, I like weeklies because every single Friday an option is expiring, which allows me to get weekly cash flow. Now I pick a good quality stock that I'm okay with holding for long term, and then I sell a covered call against it. It's a simple trade. Okay, it's one of the safest trades. Okay, I know exactly what my profit's going to be before I even do it, and it's so safe you can actually do it in your retirement account. There's certain ones.
What?
Joey V. Joey V, terribly sorry, dude. As much as I love the idea of cryptocurrency, I don't do any cryptocurrency at all. It has nothing behind it other than a handshake and a wink from somebody you don't know. Think about it, okay? At least with Ford, you got motor cars. They make cars, okay? General Electric, they produce electricity. Home Depot, they supply building materials for the do-it-yourselfer, okay? There's so many companies that I invest in that have a tangible product standing behind them. Okay, every single one of those cryptocurrencies, all you're doing is you're agreeing with somebody you don't know on a price that you both agree on. Well, what happens if that person at the other end changes their mind? There's nothing behind cryptocurrency to give it any value other than a wink and a nod from somebody you don't know. All right, so let's see what else we got, buddy. VLO.
Audio.
VLO.
VLO.
Valero.
Valero.
All right, so we're going to do VLO, and then we're going to take a look at KG stuff. VLO, Valero. Here we go. Ooh, interesting. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. It's coming down. Look at that. See right there? Let's zoom in. Want to zoom in?
So, yeah, but Patsy, go back. Patsy, go back.
Go back?
I found something.
Uh-oh, you found something.
Yeah, I found so many gas. Look, I found so many gaps together.
Yep, there's a gap there. There's a gap there. A gap there. A gap there. A gap there. Gap there. Gap there.
I know like little lines of them.
Yes, I see. Okay, but what we're looking.
They're cutting their lines.
Yes, they're cutting the line. So let's go back here. We want to look at the last 30 days, which would be, see these numbers right here? That's white box. We want to go to 529. Look, look, look. Uh-oh, 530, 529, right there. Yeah. Now look, here's your 30-day bottom, right here. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. It's in the process of profit taking. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Valero, but you got to remember the fact. The high's right here. Okay? Your 30-day bottom is here. That's where you should have jumped in, the 30-day bottom. Then she shoots up, 30-day top, and then you get profit taking, and the stocks come back down again. Imagine that. Look, wait, what's it doing now? It's coming down. You know, it's going down. So we're going to put VLO 2 weeks. We're going to write it down for 2 weeks from today. Not today. VLO in 2 weeks, buddy. Oh, is that what I think it is? CVX. We're going to take a look at Chevron in 2 weeks also. What do we have here? Justin just sent me a message. Thanks, Justin. All right. So we already looked at Apple. Can we stay focused? And can you stop pulling on my shirt? All right, that poor kid. Gorilla, I have no idea why you're talking about that poor kid. He's got more going for him than I ever did at his age. Sorry, sold me the 15 strike for 33. What's wrong with selling the 15? If you bought it at 15.01 and you sold the 15 strike, you got 33, that's 2%. That works. All right. All right. Jamal wants to take a look at Pepsi. Pepsi. PEP. Are you okay, buddy? You getting tired?
No, my legs are starting to hurt when I stand up.
All right. Now, if you've been following for a while, you know that every single week we've been watching Pepsi, waiting to find the bottom. Look at this right here. Down, top, all the way down. Look at that right there. It looks as if this could be the bottom right here. And this is why I want 2 days to the upside. Because if we zoom into here, okay, this is what Pepsi looks like for the past couple of months. Okay, this could have been the bottom, but it wasn't. This, but it wasn't. That, but it wasn't. No, no, no. But here, look. That could be the bottom. We got 1 day to the upside. Could we hit 2 days? I don't know. But that's a big move from 126 to 131. That's $5. I don't know. It could be. May not. Oh, Club Med Tom. Most of the stocks in the 5 lists we're looking at.
Watch me do this. Watch me do something.
All right. That's cool. I'm trying to stay focused over here, buddy. What looks better, NUE versus former U.S. Steel? Okay, unfortunately, I can't give you anything on U.S. Steel because we had a bunch of U.S. Steel. It got bought out, and now we're waiting for it to settle because I sold options against U.S. Steel a couple of weeks ago. They got bought out. Now they're not trading anymore. Well, they're waiting for the settlement. So I really can't tell you anything about U.S. Steel. Okay.
Wow.
Lucas, namaste. So Club Med Tom, the stocks I'm looking at, like I said, Dividend Kings, Aristocrats, Champions, blah, 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 all those. There's well over 300 companies that have weekly options and consistent profits. The lists are there. Okay, so can you make an easy explanation of how this works and how you make money on this? Uh-oh, we have a newbie. Flex, you know, you don't need to be here, Flex, if you're having an issue with my grandson. But, you know, comments about the kid, rude. Thank you, Steve. What are some good indicators for predicting when a stock is done dropping and ready to buy? Okay, Jack, the only indicator you're going to get from me, because I like to keep things simple. You know, I don't do the RSI thing. I don't do the Fibonacci thing. I look at logic and reason. When the stock hits a bottom, okay, turns around the very next day and it's higher, and then the next day is higher, well, that's my indicator. Okay, I like things simple, safe, predictable. Now, you may not know this because you might be new here, but the trading strategy I'm showing you was created for my 9-year-old daughter. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose.
Such a sheep.
Such a sheep? Where do you see a sheep? Okay, so let's take a look at KG's list, AEO first. All right, so anyway, Pepsi, well, I'm waiting for 2 days to the upside. We got 1 day here, one more day. So maybe Tuesday might be a good day to jump in. Depends on. What was that? Do that again. That's weird. Okay, AEO. Let's take a gander. American Eagle Outfitters. Ooh, that looks nice. Take a look at this. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on right here? That looks like it might be a possibility. So let's zoom into that.
Literally again.
I know. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now, it's a very extremely slow incline to the upside. Very slow, but it's still there. Your 30-day top, 30-day bottom. Now she's going up very slowly, 988. Looking at the 10s. The 10s is going for a 10, which is 1%. So let's take a gander at it. What do you think? Take a gander at this one?
Pupsy.
What, buddy?
That one, that green one, all by itself.
Yep, the green one's all by itself. That's what happens sometimes. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's get rid of this. Let's change this right here. We're going to change this to covered stock. It's a safer trade. $9.99. You cannot get any closer to $10 than $9.99. Okay, if the stock is at $9.99, the 10 right there. Let's buy that one right
and
there.
And then when it goes,
okay, we're going to do just one contract.
It's go to 1.
And then instead of a limit order, I like market order. Now, there's a reason why I like a market order when I'm entering into a position. Now, a limit order, well, you get to choose what price you want to pay. It's a great idea. If you're at a flea market or a yard sale, you tell the people what you want. Well, with the stock market, you could do a limit order. You could. But here's the thing. A limit order will sit on the market maker's computer until he feels like filling it. But a market order will fill instantaneously. Well, a lot of people say, well, what if he overcharges you? Well, here's the thing. When you're doing a covered call, the stock and the option are together. They're married together. So I know exactly what it's going to be. And if it is a market, can I ask you to stop pulling on my shirt? They're married together, so I know exactly what it's going to be. And it will fill first thing in the morning. Now, I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I honestly really don't care what the price is. I have two major concerns: consistency of profitability and weekly options. So if the company is consistently profitable and the chart is telling me it's the right time to buy it, well, that works for me. So I jump in, I buy it, and then see where it goes from there. Now, my concern is consistent profitability. So if I'm buying it at the market, let's see what it looks like. Okay, buy one covered call, AEO 100s, that tells me it's the weekly. 3 July 25, that tells me it's going to expire this coming Friday. All right. The $10 call option against the AEO stock at the market to open, telling me it's going to 2 trades, buying the stock, selling the option. What's my profit? Well, that's right here. Maximum profit, 27 bucks. Now, you may think $27 is not a lot of money, but you're missing a very important part of the equation, okay? If $27 is the profit of what? Okay? The profit, there's your question. The profit of what? If the one trade, one contract, $27 is the profit, great. It's the profit of what? Well, let's figure it out. If the investment is $973, well, $27 is what percentage of $973? Now, you definitely need the calculator for that one. Calculator, $27 is the profit, okay? 27 is the profit. We're going to divide it by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 973. 973 incomes a grand total of 2.77%. Well, now that I can understand. 277. Well, think about it. If 1% a week is 50% per year, 2% a week is going to be over 100% for the year. So can you imagine doubling your money every year? But hold on a second. This one is 2.77%. That's 2 3/4. So what is that at the end of the year? Okay, you multiply that times 52, and at the end of the year, it's 144%. If, of course, you get 2.77% every single week. Now, I don't even get 2.77 every week, and I've been doing this for a very long time. Okay, but then again, I don't really sit in front of my computer all day. And if I did, I probably could. But you know what? I value my time a little bit differently. So let's take a look at something. So do long-term charts mean anything to you, 1 to 5 years? Absolutely not. Because let me ask you a question, Mr. Beast. I'm just going to call you that. Okay? Okay, now, what does 5 years ago have to do with this week? Think about it. Okay? Let's jump back here for a second. Let's get out of this. Get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of this. Let's go back to here. Let's push this out to here. Okay, now, Mr. Beast, or 301 Beast, whatever. Okay, this is where we are this week. Okay? 30 days ago, let's see if I can do it this way. 30 days ago, we're at 1160. Okay, she drops, retraces, drops. Now she's going to the upside very slowly. That's this week. This will give me a good idea of where do I think it's going to be in 5 days. Well, 4 days, because there's no trading on Friday. 4 days. All right, so hold on a second. Hold on a second. Now, this here, a year ago, okay, this is the motion a year ago. What does that tell me what's going to happen in the next 5 days? Well, if you look at it logically, it looks as if it's going to continue down. Looks that way. But what does a year ago have to do with this coming Thursday? I mean, think about it. Am I investing based on this information, okay, which was at 22 a year ago? Or am I investing on this information here where it's at $9? So you got to remember what it is you're looking for. If you're looking for long-term investing, then yes, 1 to 5 year chart may have something to do with it. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for weekly trading. So I want to jump in on Monday and I want to be out by the end of the week. That's only 4 days away. So all of this doesn't mean anything to me. This down here does, because this is where the action is. This is where we are. Okay? Look. Down, up, down. Now it's slowly going back up again. Very slowly. Now, calls, covered calls, spreads, calendar spreads, and other trades like that work excellent when the stock is just, going up extremely slow. Some people call it sideways. I don't like calling sideways because stocks go up, stocks go down. They don't go sideways. Okay, so always depend on what is it you're looking to get out of it. Me, 3 to 5 days. I'm in, I'm out, done and over with. All right? So Nippon was 2.7, no, AEO 2.7, huh? AEO 2.7. And which one? That was a $10 call. All right, that's a good one. I like that one. Next, Macy's. Ooh, love Macy's. I actually have some Macy's. Interesting. Ooh, that looks awesome. Let's get to it. Hold on. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, sideways, down, up, down, up. See, it's definitely in an upward trend here. Here. But here it's sideways, then down. So I really don't pay too much attention to this other than looking for where is the high? Where is the low? What is the overall direction of the stock? Now, once you take a look at the 1-year chart, it gives you a rough idea where it's going. But I want this area here because I'm interested in the next 4 or 5 days. That's it. I get in, I get out. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get this back over this way. Oops. There, and I want to look at right there. All right, so here's the last 30 days. Same thing. I'm looking to jump in tomorrow morning, and I'm liking the idea of being out next Thursday. That's only 4 days away. Okay, so 30 days ago, we're at 12 bucks. Drops down to 11.50, jumps up to 12.60, drops down to 10.50. Now we're at 11.35. Well, look, here's the 30-day top 2 weeks ago, no, 3 weeks ago. 30-day bottom was last week. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. Okay, my opinion, I want to jump in there. Okay, buy at 11.58, sell the 11.50s, jump out as soon as my target is hit. Well, it seems like a dumb idea. Buy it at 11.50, sell it at 11.50. What am I collecting? I'm collecting a crappy 13 cents. Well, 13 cents on $11 stock is more than 1%. Percentages. I'm looking at 1% or more. So even though it's only 13 cents that I'm looking to profit, well, it's not a lot if you're buying just one. Well, what if I buy 100,000? What's 13 times 100,000? That's a nice number. Well, what's 13 times 1,000? What's 13 times 500? What's 13 times 800? Okay, it's 1%. No matter how many you buy, if you buy one, you're getting 1% of one. If I buy 100,000, I'm getting 1% of 100,000. It's all the exact same. I don't use numbers because it scares people off. If I say 1% and you know you have $100, well, 1% of that is $1. If you have 100,000, well, 1% is 1,000. It's all relative to what you're thinking and what you're looking at. All right, so let's keep on rolling. So I actually like Macy's. Let's take a look at the 11s and see what it looks like. Okay. The 11.50s right there. All right, covered call. Right there. The 11.50 right there. And let's do this. One contract. Market. Here we go. Buy one covered call on Macy's. 100, that's the weeklies. 3 July 25, that is this coming Thursday. There's no trading on Friday, so it's this coming Thursday. 11.50 call option at the market to open. So what am I looking to do? I'm looking to buy it at the market price. Okay, I'm looking at $30 off of an $1,100 investment. All right, calculator. $30 divided by 11.20 comes to a grand total of 2.6%. Now, it may not sound enticing to you, but 2.6%, well, I would do that thing every single week if it gave me 2% every single week. And the funny thing about that, Macy's 2 years ago gave me 1 to 2 to 3% every single week for about 9 months before we finally got rid of it. Okay, well, 2.6, I could do Macy's at 2.6. And that was the 1050, wasn't it? The 1150. Cool beans. Next on the list is Gap. So far, KG, they looks pretty good. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Let's go here. Let's go here. And what do we have next? Next, the Gap. Fall into the Gap. I forget the rest of that commercial. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Take a look at this. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Simple, easy. The current price right now, $21.90. The 22s are going for $25. It's simple math. If the stock is $21.90, okay, the closest strike price is going to be $22. So if I buy it at $21.90, sell it at $22, pick up 25 cents per share. That's $25 per contract, give or take a buck. It's well over 1%. La, 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 la. Wow, okay, wait a minute. I'm going to hold up these questions. Free to be me. That is such a good way to explain it. Thank you. So, do long-term charts mean anything to you? Absolutely not. Mr. Hank, ULTY. Now, Mr. Hanky, you're new here. Okay, I can tell by everything you're asking me so far, and you haven't asked that much. Yeah, baby's in the house. What's happening, yeah, baby? All right. What would be better, new or U.S. Steel? Okay, free to be me. I'm not trading U.S. Steel at the moment because I'm waiting for U.S. Steel to settle, which means the new company came and took over, so people have not gotten their money out of it yet. Liberty, WTF, how are you today? Okay, number 9 fan club. Ooh, cool beans. Liberty, new. Okay, I get it, you're new. Increased volume, Pepsi going to pop soon. Well, I like to think that also, 110. But here's the thing. Pepsi's been floating around the bottom for a couple of months, and we've been watching every single week, looking for that 2 days to the upside, and then jumping in on the third day. It just never seems to come by. But you never know. We'll keep watching it. Sweet Dan, 1% weekly trading. That's what I'm looking for, Sweet Dan. Are you reading this? No, Dan, I'm not reading this. Kinda 803. Are you running 2 streams? Uh-oh. Okay, King D803. I'm running 9 streams at the moment. So 2 on TikTok, 3 on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, LinkedIn, and Zoom. I think a couple others too. Anyway, I gotta get rid of Twitch. I got like no followers at all on Twitch. I don't think people on Twitch want to do investing. But you know what? It is what it is. Let's keep on keeping on. All right. Yep, 110 Beast. I'm looking for Pepsi to pop also. We look at it every week. We're waiting to find that bottom. All right, Gap. Let's zoom on into the Gap, see what it takes a look at. I want to include this right here. Okay, back in April. Okay. Back in April, we have what I like to call TDS Day. TDS Day was April 7th, 8th, 9th, right here. TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome Day. Trump said something, everybody panicked, and everybody sold. The stock dropped, made a new bottom on 47, 48, 49. It is what it is. Call it whatever you want. I'm calling it TDS Day. But from the bottom there, shot up nicely, hit a little over 29. A couple of days later, she dropped like a rock. Now she's going, let's call it channeling. But let's zoom into that and see what that looks like. The 29th, right there. Okay, so tomorrow is going to be the 30th. So it's going to look like this. That's what it's going to look like tomorrow. Okay, 30-day high, 30 days ago. She drops, retraces, drops again. Here's our new 30-day bottom. 2 days to the upside. Remember? 1 day to the upside, 2 days to the upside. Now, it depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at a higher bottom and a higher high, well, that's 2 days to the upside. We'll look at the third day. Remember I said 2 days up and then I jump in on the third day? Well, here's your 2 days right here. Third day, it actually pulled down. So I didn't get in. But 1, 2 days, third day, that's where I would have jumped in and then followed it up. Okay, there's a reason why I like 2 days of the upside. Then on the third day, I will jump in. So you could go back all the way 10, 15 years to the big. All right, we're at 53 here on TikTok. We're going to reboot on TikTok so you guys don't go anywhere because that's just freaking ridiculous. Let's get out of that, especially for a Sunday night. And now, let's try this one more time. One more time, go live. What do we have over here? 14. I should probably do that one too. Greetings, Natural Felicia. Good evening. So let's try that one again. This one, let's reboot this one too. Why the hell not? All right, reboot. Reboot. All right, that one's rebooting also. Back again, cool beans. All right, do that. Do that, do this, and do that. There we go. So we just had to reboot TikTok. When the numbers get below 50, I just reboot. It just doesn't make it worthwhile hanging out. All right, so that being said, let's keep on going. Nope, that got to be bigger. Bigger. There we go, much better. All right, the gap. I like this. Take a look. Bottoms here, nice slow upgrade here. Now, Friday was an up day. Okay, higher high, higher low. Okay, but is it going to continue that flow? Current price, $21.99. So we're looking at the 22s. The 22s are 25. So let's try that one also. Why the hell not? I like the gap. The gap right here. And we're going to change it to a covered stock. Go over to the 22s right there. Okay, one contract. That way people don't get scared by the big numbers. Market. And here we go. You ready? Buy one covered call of gap. 100 is the weeklies. Free July 25 is this coming Friday. The $22 call option against the gap to stock. To open. That's this current position that we're looking for. 450 is the profit. 2100 is the investment. Now, I'm looking to actually create what I call weekly cash flow entities. Think about it. If you buy a house, a rental house, okay, it's a cash flow asset. Okay, you rent it every single week or every single month, however you want to do it. Well, think about it. Okay, real estate, traditionally is a good investment because it usually always goes up. But here's the thing. Why not stocks? Why would you put $100,000 into a house to get a monthly cash flow from it? And then at the end of the year, well, you're not getting 50%, you're not getting 40%, you're not even getting 30%. Most real estate people that I know look for a 7, 8, or 10% return on an annual basis. Well, here, I'm taking $100,000 and put it into the gap. Well, I now have a cash producing asset that pays me weekly. Granted, the value goes up and down, but if the company's consistently profitable, why do I care if the price goes up and down? Because if you think about it, and if you look, you will notice real estate does the exact same thing. It goes up and it goes down. Almost every asset does it. Almost every asset that you can think about that produces a cash flow. Ooh, look at that. What is that? That's cool. Okay, so it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. So why not? Why not create a cash flowing asset, especially one that pays weekly? If it's 1% every week, that's over 50% a year. I love the idea of 50% a year. Why the hell not? Okay, so $40.50 per contract, 2,100. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, calculator. $40.50. Try that again. 50 cents divided by 2160. 2160. 1.87. All right, I like 1.87. Let me write that one down. Which one was that? That was the 22s. The 22s. All right. I like that one. Oh, Apple user 547392236. Now, I don't do Bitcoin. Okay? I don't do any cryptocurrency. All right. Kind 803. Do I have a course, website, or a Discord I can join? Now, King, okay, King D803, I do. I've written 14 books. I do have a website. I do have a Discord. They're all paid services. I do not sell anything here. Okay, we're all adults. We know how it works. I do have stuff to sell, but I'm not trying to sell anything here. You will not ever hear me on a live saying, hey, come buy this. Nope, you won't hear that. We all know how to do it. Okay, go to the, what do you call it? The link in the bio, find it there. Okay, if you want, I tell people, if you want to have a conversation, you want to chat, see if it's right for you, send me a DM with your number and I'll give you a call. Simple. Okay, okay, King? Matt is heavy into Nike. Joey V, sorry, called, is your strategy work for $2 to $3 million portfolio? Absolutely. Okay. Okay. No matter what you think, if you have 2, 3, 4, 10, 15 million, it ain't going to make a dent into what they have going. What do they have? What do we have? Hold on a second. Let's get out of this. Get out of that. Let's get out of that. Right there. Okay. Okay, Joey V. You see that right there, Joey V? 10,484,000. That's a lot. So your $2 or $3 million ain't gonna make a dent in that $10,484,000 shares that traded today, Friday. Okay, so yeah, you got that much money. Let's go 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. Find 10 decent companies you like. Roll it every single week. Nice cash flow every single week. You want, DM me your number. I'll give you a buzz. I'll chat with both of you, you and your wife, see if it makes sense. Oh, you can look at Joey V, blah, blah, blah. Matt, do you like American Airlines for long term? Okay, Matt, you got to understand one thing with me. My idea of long term is 30 days. So for American Airlines, yeah, I love American Airlines for 30 days. Okay? Longer than that, no. 30 days, I can do it. Let's get out of that. Go to there. Let's get out of that. Let's go to there. Ooh, take a look at that. American Airlines. What do you think? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 1128, the 1150s, 12 cents. That's right at 1%. Why the hell not? Okay, Matt, take a look. Okay, the last 30 days, 529. There we go. Here we go, your last 30 days. Okay, the high, the low, where was it? Where's it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. What's going on here? It's still going to the upside. We have all the way up to the 12 if you want to, push that issue, if you like it like that. Okay? So think of it. Number one, okay, I got 5 rules. Now, for those of you that are new here and don't really know who I am and what I do, I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. The trading strategy I'm sharing with you this evening to gain 1% a week was created for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008, right around the market crash, the real estate market crash, the financial crisis. Remember that, 2008? Yeah, she jumped on my lap and said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me?" So how do you teach a 9-year-old? Most adults don't get it. Most people here are adults because hypothetically speaking, you're supposed to be 18 to be able to come into this room. Hypothetically speaking, okay? But it was created for a 9-year-old. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. That's what it was originally created. 5 rules. Specifically for my daughter, 5 rules. Rule number 1. If it's not on the list, no. Now, what do I mean by the list? Well, my list is pretty simple. Okay, dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, Warren Buffett's list. So I created the list for my daughter. Okay, let me show you what I did. Right there. Okay, so the list for my daughter looks something like this. This is a calendar. We all know what a calendar looks like. This is June 2025. Each one of these little green dots represents a company that has consistently increased its profits for at least 25 years. At least 25 years, every single one of these. Now, this is just the month of June. The month of July looks different. The month of August looks different. Different companies. Okay? So, if it's not on the list, it was a no. So for you guys got to figure out what makes sense to you. Drazik, good evening, brother. Nice of you to show up. Cool beans. You got to find companies that you like. Okay? Rule number 1. Never buy something you do not want to hold on to the day you die. If you're not willing to buy it and hold it onto your deathbed before you hand it over to your kids or your grandkids or whatever, don't buy it. If it doesn't make sense, don't buy it. If you don't understand what they do and you can't give me numbers right off the top of your head, don't buy it. That's rule number 1. It's a simple rule. You don't like it, don't understand it, don't buy it. Rule number 2. Yes, we already did Macy's. World you want to live in, girl, how are you today? Rule number 2. Never sell at a loss. If you're not ready to buy a stock, have it shoot to the roof or drop to the floor, whatever, because that's what they do. They shoot up, they drop down, or they drop down, they shoot up. Either way, that's what they do. If you're not ready for that kind of movement, for you to buy it at 100 and it to drop to 40 or 50 and you be perfectly okay with that, don't play this game. It is a game, okay? If you're not ready to make the moves that stocks do, and some of them can fluctuate 50, 70% per year. Don't play the game. That's rule 2. Never sell at a loss. Rule 2. Rule number 3. This one boggles my mind. Okay? When I say it boggles my mind, because it's simple, yet people don't pay attention to it. Rule number 3. Make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, for you, you might think profitable is 2, 3, 4 years. Fine. Me? 2 decades. That's 20 years. 20 years of consistent profitability. Now, if you don't know very much about the stock market, it's been around since the 1600s. 1602 was the very first dividend stock sold. Okay, VOC, also known as the Dutch East India Shipping Company. The very first company sold, very first dividend stock company sold, 1602. The market's been around for 400 years. If you can't find companies with 2 decades of increasing profitability, why? Ask yourself, why would you invest your money into a company that is not consistently profitable? That's an honest question. Why would you do it? Me? No, thank you. Rule number 4. And this one most people just right over their heads. Weekly options only. And then rule number 5, Make sure the numbers work. Now, we've been going over some examples. We're actually going over some trades also and showing what the numbers are. They either make sense or they don't. Simple. 5 rules. Never buy something you don't understand. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. Weekly options only. And make sure the numbers work. Now, we're going to do a few more, but we're going to be out of here very shortly, only because I got my grandson tonight. I'm going to put him to bed. So it's one of those things. One of those things. Speaking as someone who works at an institutional player, you will not win. Ooh, I love negative people. Welcome to the show. They say if you don't have enough trolls and negative people, I'm not working hard enough. But you become you're number 1 for the week. I got plenty of them. What? Tomcat. I'm just doing Tomcat. What do I think about Anheuser-Busch? I think Anheuser-Busch is a monthly optionable stock. It's a no. 305 player. How are you tonight? Alrighty. So anyway, Corn God. Okay. You want to challenge me? I'm perfectly acceptable to your challenge, You think I'm going to lose your first time here. I'm good with names. Really am. If you come here more than 2 or 3 times, I will know your name. I will. You're new here. Yet you think I'm not being accurate. Fine. Give me your best shot. Your best shot. Whatever you got. Let's hear it. You think I'm not going to win? Love to hear what you got to say. Okay, thanks. I'm trying to learn how to do weekly options. Take your time, brother. Don't be in a hurry. My suggestion, paper trade for a while. It's free. Okay? You can go almost, there are a lot of trading platforms that will allow you to paper trade. Do not put real money into anything until you can perfect the strategy using monopoly money. Plain simple. When you're ready to put real money in, you will know. Okay, don't listen to anyone else. Listen to yourself. If you're consistently profitable playing with monopoly money, then fine. Then try it out small at first. Work your way up to it. Now, my level took me 25 years to get here. You're welcome. Just take your time. Don't be in a hurry. I'm here every night. I've seen you here plenty of times. And you do. You interact wonderfully. Thank you. Just take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Jay Rest, what's happening? And okay. I'm going to call you All right. Why weekly options only? Uh-oh. It's always somebody asking me that question. Okay, so, hey, Austin, what's happening? So who asked that question? I'm trying to figure out who asked me that question. Okay, first, applesauce. I don't do Bitcoin. I don't do any cryptocurrency whatsoever. Okay, in my humble opinion, it's a wonderful, lovely idea. Okay, it is. You're agreeing with people you don't know. A wink, a nod, not even a handshake, just a wink and a nod. Saying, I agree with you, this is what it's worth. Well, I don't know anybody on the other end. It sounds great, but I'm going to wait a little while longer because crypto is still a little new. Okay, Liberty, Reed, Stan, Weinstein. Why don't you give me the cliff notes? It might be help me a little bit better. SBET. What the hell is SBET? I got a few more to do on KG's list, but I'm kind of curious. What the hell is SBET? Never heard of it. Now, usually, when I say I never heard of it, it's usually going to be a no. SBET. Hell no. What the hell are you thinking, brother? Some comments were filtered. Yep. Okay, so Liberty. Why weekly options only? Let me see if I can explain it to you in a manner which you'll understand. All right, you ready? I don't want to insult anyone in any way, shape, or form. So when I say weekly options only, I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. The only way I can get that is something that trades on a weekly basis. Weekly options. 2, sit in front of my computer looking at this crap all day long. Now I could, I have no desire. Okay, weekly options are simple, safe, predictable, consistent once you understand them. Never do something you do not understand. It's not that difficult. You buy something at a certain price. You sell somebody the rights to buy it from you at a certain price by a certain date. If you don't have the time and effort to do weekly, don't do it. Find something that works for you. Playa, is the reason you don't like weekly dividend paying ETFs is because they are pretty new? Okay, number one, I don't know any ETF that pays dividends on a weekly basis. Matter of fact, I don't know anything that pays dividends on a weekly basis. Okay? Secondly, I'm 61. Okay? I come from a group of people called the Gen X, Generation X. Okay? Which means we've been around for a while. We've seen a lot of things. Okay? There's an old saying, goes something like this. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working fine, leave it alone. Okay, so I've been doing trading this way for the last 15 years, and it's worked perfectly fine. So why would I mess with something that works perfectly fine? Dano, what does 1% a week compounded equal a year? 67%. Compounded, 67%. Okay, let's keep on going. All right, Mr. Obvious, Dano, all righty. Flex. Can you make an easy explanation of how this works and how to make money on this? Shaman Benny, easy explanation. Okay. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, you own something. Let's say it's an old car in your backyard. You push it out front. You slap a for sale sign on it. You know what you paid for that car. You know what you got into it. Great. Let's say you got $1,000 into it. So you want $1,000 for the car. Wonderful. Tom down the street says, hey, I like your car. Let me give you $100. Hold it for me until Friday. Non-refundable deposit. Okay? Dude shows up on Friday. He gives you the $1,000. But you get to keep the 100 because instead of 1,000, you get 1,100 because that 100 he gave you on Monday just to hold it. Then on Friday, he comes and gives you 1,000. That's 1,100 you got off of it. So let's say hypothetically, he don't comes back on Friday. Monday, you sell it to someone else. Let's say Jerry comes and says, hey, I like your car. Let me give you $100. Hold it for me till Friday. Well, you already got $100 from Tom. Okay, now you got $100 from Jerry. That's $200. And then Friday comes, Jerry either can give you $1,000 for the car, so now you're walking away with $1,200 for that car. If he doesn't show up, well, great. You sell it to Mike the following Monday. So now you get $100 from Mike, $100 from Tom, $100 from Jerry, and you still get the car for $1,000. Well, say Jerry gives you, or is it Mike? I forget one of those guys. The last guy, guy number 3, he gives you the $1,000. Well, you walk away with $1,300 rather than just the $1,000. The stocks are the exact same way. If I'm buying AT&T at $28, that's the current price. If I buy the stock at $28, well, I own it at 28. Let's say I want to sell it to someone else at 28. Well, 28 is going for 26 cents. Now, I know 26 cents doesn't sound like a lot, but it's just about 1% because it's between 28 and 30. So between 28 and 30 is 28. Wait a minute. 26 and 30 is 28. That's only 1%. So 1% just to hold on to it till Friday. If the stock goes up, great, they're going to take it away. If the stock goes down, they're not going to take it away, and I get to sell it to someone else next week. So if I get 1% every single week, that's 52 weeks in a year. That's 52. And if I compound it, well, that's up over the 60% area. What's wrong with that? I'm buying something on Monday, selling it to someone else on Friday, taking a non-refundable cash deposit on Monday, just for them to buy it from me at full price on Friday. Same thing. Great explanation, selling Dano, thank you very much. What do I have here? Weekly ETFs lose value each week. They are garbage. Gen Xer, thank you. I mean, I don't do ETFs myself. I don't think, do I? I don't think so. Paul Hurton, what is my currently weekly cash flow from this approach? On average, Paul, this year it's over 1.4%. Okay? So think about whatever number you have. If you have 100,000, 1.4% is 1,400. Okay? If you have a million, 1.4% is 14,000. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what my number is because we all don't have the same number. Okay, I don't want to tell you I make X amount and you thinking, well, I can't get that. It's all relative to what you have. What you have, what you're starting out with. 1%. Think about it. 1% of $1 is 1 cent. Okay, 1% of $100 is $1. 1% of $1,000 is 10 bucks. 1% of $100,000 is $1,000. Whatever you're working with, 1% is 1% of that. Okay? Let's keep on keeping on. Okay. You should. Christopher, I should what? I don't see anything in here, Christopher, telling me that I should do anything. But here's the thing, Christopher. I need you to understand this if you don't mind, Christopher. Okay, I am streaming to 9 different channels, which means I have questions over here, here, and here. So whatever you're saying I should to, I'm totally clueless as what you're talking about. 1% of a million is 1,000. No, 1% of a million is 10,000. Okay, 1% of 100,000 is 1,000. Okay, so 1% of a million is 10,000. Okay, broken English. All right, so next. Now, KG wanted me to take a look at another one. That would be APA, also known as Apache. APA. Here we go. All right, interesting. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Look what's going on right here. This is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in last week and the week before. That gives me a good idea of what's coming next. So if I buy it Monday at 1850 and I sell it on Friday at 1850, what am I walking away with? Well, the 1850 is going for 38. That's over 2%. Now you do know that 2% a week is over 100% a year. Well, that works for me. I love getting 2%. Do I normally get 2%? More often than you think. But I don't get it every single week. Okay, I average, like I said, this year 1.4. Home Depot, Enzo, how are you doing today? Okay. All right, I think that was an easy explanation. Do stocks ever just go up or do they have to come down? Okay, KT, I've never, ever. Now, I've been trading close to 25 to 30 years. Never, ever have I seen a stock go straight up or straight down. They always do this thing, up, down, up, down, up, down. Whether they're going down, trending down, or trending up, they're all the exact same. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. And if you look at Enron, everyone, well, what about Enron? Yeah, well, Enron wasn't on my list. Enron would never make my list because the numbers just sucked. Look at the numbers. Never buy something that doesn't make sense. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Everything I'm looking at is relatively simple to explain. Manville Hotel. Interesting. Manville Hotel. That sounds interesting. All right, so Apache. Well, let's take a look at right here because that part that looks interesting to me. We're going on TDS day right here. Here's TDS day. Okay. TDS day, she jumped, pull back, jump, pull back. Now look at this. Here's your bottom, 1 day up, 2 days up. You know what that means? Let me zoom in a little bit closer for those questioning me about the bottom. I need glasses for this one. Broken English, you have a good night. See you the next time, brother. Right, this is what's going to look like tomorrow morning. Here's our 30-day bottom, 30 days ago. Our 30-day top, 2 weeks ago. Now it's coming down. Look at this right here. Here's the new bottom. Thursday, 1 day up. Friday, 1 day up. Now, if tomorrow, if it opens higher than 1856, that's my cue to jump in. Because you can watch any one of my videos. I do not change just because I like the stock or dislike the stock. It's always the same. 30-day bottom, 30-day top, new bottom right here, 2 days to the upside. There they are. That's my cue. Tomorrow, if it opens up higher, then yes, I'm jumping in. You heard it. Yes, I'm jumping in tomorrow if it is higher, because that's exactly what I'm looking for. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Now you get profit taking. Think about it. 30 days ago, we're right. Let's find out the exact number. 30 days ago, 1688. Okay, remember that number. 1688. The high was 2134. So 1688 to 2134, 16, that's $5.50. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but $5.50 does not sound like a lot of money. But $5.15 on a $17 stock, well, that's close to 20%. 10% would be $1.70. But no, this thing jumped up $5. Okay, that's over 20%. Over 20% increase. If you buy a stock 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks later, it's up 20%. If you don't take your profits, it's your own fault. Okay? Number one, it ain't a profit until you take it. And number two, nobody ever went broke taking profits. Simple. Nobody ever went broke taking profit. What stock is this? This is Apache, APA. Okay? Now, I'm jumping in if this thing opens up higher tomorrow morning. So let me write that one down. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't even do the numbers on this one. Let's check it out. 1850. Let's get rid of this. Let's do this. 1850 right there. One contract at the market. First thing in the morning. Good to go. Here we go. Buy one covered call APA 100s. That's the weeklies. 3 July. That's this coming Friday. $18.50 call option against the stock at the market to open. Profits $37.50. Investment $18.13. Let's do some calculations. Calculator, come to me. All right, here we go. Clear that. $37.50. $37.50 divided by the investment, $18.13. $18.13. Grand total of 2%. For 4 days. Now remember, 4 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if by chance this stock is at or above $18.50 come Thursday, the following Monday, I'll have all my cash back. And I now have the burden of spending that money again. Or should I say, investing that money again. But Wednesday or Thursday, I'll take a look at the numbers, and does it make sense to roll it forward into next week? Maybe get another 1 or 2%. Maybe. It's all the same. Every single week, I look at the exact same thing. What did I buy it for? What strike price did I sell? What did I collect? Is it 1% or more? Great. Let's try and do it again. Because I love Apache. Okay, I buy Apache a lot. Whenever the up, down thing's going in my favor, okay? Always numbers looking in your favor. Okay, what stock is this? That was Apache. 4 for 4. Way to go, KG. You're right, 4 for 4. APA. We got one more to do, and then I'm going to call it a night. I'm looking at the 1850. 1850, and what was it? 2%. 2. Nice. Mara. Okay, we're going to do Mara, then I want to call it a day. Well, I'm going to answer some questions, then I'll call it a day. So Mara's going to be the last one. All right, Mara. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of that. Let's change this back to this. Let's go back to here. Let's get a couple of these questions. I seen it moving. Would you roll on Friday or Monday? Club Med Tom, what I usually do. Okay, I buy everything on Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday's the very first day I take a look at rolling. Okay, now I will set up a rolling order on Tuesday and a good till cancel. So if I'm not paying attention and it spikes up for some reason, maybe it will fill. On average, how long do you keep a stock? On average, 5 to 10 days, 1 to 2 weeks, usually on average. What's the symbol? APA. Chuck Jensen, what's happening? I think he said he has like 7 live. No, I got Alex. I got 9. 9 lives going at the moment. Okay, bunch of different channels. Just think about it. Different parts of the world don't listen to TikTok or don't listen to YouTube. You know, they might use LinkedIn. They might use Rumble. That might use something else. I try to watch every evening. Chuck, I'm glad to hear that. Kind of hope you had better things to do than listen to me. I say the same thing over and over and over again. He's a cat, 9 lives. That's funny. All right, anyway, Apache. Okay, I got it written down. Last on the list, and then I'm going to call, and then I'm just going to answer questions. Okay, one more, Mara, and then I'll answer questions. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to hang out with my little buddy and just go from there. Mara, M-A-R-A. Just to let you know, before we even go on, I do have some Mara, okay? Wow, hard worker. You are so kind to help others. Hey, way to go, player. Okay, you do say some stuff, but I love it, and it works. Emily, thank you. All right, let's keep on going. Mara, ooh, interesting. Uh-oh. KG, this one might not do it. I'm seeing this right here, but let's take a look. High, low, is. Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on right here? We're going to zoom in a little closer to see if he can be 545. Maybe. You never know. We're going to go for TDS day. I love calling it TDS day. It freaks people out. No, I'm not political at all. I don't do politics. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I honestly really don't care who sits in the big chair. Okay? Whatever they spew out, either it makes sense or it doesn't. Okay? Black Sky Tech. Marcus, never heard of it. Okay, Marcus, for me, Marcus, I don't know anything about you, and I'm going to apologize if this sounds crude or anything like that. It doesn't sound familiar, which most likely means it's going to be a no, because I'm very specific of the stocks that I personally like. I want 2 decades of profitability and weekly options. Okay, so does Black Sky Tech actually have 2 decades of consistent profits and weekly options? And you got to give me the ticker symbol because I've never heard of it. All right, let's take a look at Mara. Here's TDS right here. Shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back, right here. What happened on Thursday and Friday? Right there. We're going to zoom in, take a closer look at it. Last 30 days, right there. This is what we're going to see tomorrow. Okay, 30 days ago, right, 14. Jump up to 1650. Drop down to 1350. We shot up. Wednesday is here. Thursday, we have a lower high, a lower low. Friday, we have a higher high and a higher low, but it closed lower. So it looks kind of weird here, but it's still an upward trend. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. All right, 15. Now, 1530. All right, 1530. 1550, yeah, the numbers work right there. The 1550 is going for 20 cents. That's over 1%. Okay, so now, unlike some of you guys, me personally, I honestly really don't chase the pennies. If it's 1% or more, great, I'll take it. Now, could I stay there and do a limit order and try to squeeze another penny or two? Now, another penny or two doesn't sound like a lot, but when you do 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares or 100,000 shares, yeah, it adds up. But then again, you're trading your time for money. So think about it. How do you value your time? I value my time very, very highly. Now, there are many days you'll see me, watching the grass grow, watching the birds come to the bird feeder, watching the bamboo. You can actually watch bamboo grow. It grows so fast, you can actually watch it grow. That's weird. Okay? But it depends on how you value time. I'm 61. Okay? I retired 2 years ago. So every penny that I've earned to get me to where I am has to last me the rest of my life. So this may sound weird to you, but I don't have the luxury of being wrong. That does sound weird. That means everything I do, I have to be 100% certain of. Because if I lose, and I have lost this year, I don't kid yourself that I tried, I'll point it out. When I make a mistake, I'll come right out and say I made a mistake. If I lose money, I'll tell you right away. I'll tell you why. So I think I have 3 or 4 losses this year, which is not bad considering we're 6 months into the year. I only have 3 or 4 losses. That's it. And I have 7 accounts. Well, that's pretty damn good. But then again, the trading strategy I'm doing is so simple and so safe, I really should have 0 losses. But it doesn't always work that way. You showed it last week. Yes, I did. I showed my losses last week because people were asking me. Anytime people ask me something, I share it. To a point. I got to change it. I will share it to a point. All right. Mara. All right, so let's take a look at Mara. This could be the last one. Then I'll answer questions, and then we'll be done for the night. 550 right there. Here we go. One contract at Mara. Market. And here's Johnny. Buy one. Covered call Mara. 3 July 25. That's this coming up Friday. The 1550 call option against the stock at the market to open. 2 trades. Sounds like I stuttered. Yeah, it sounds like I stuttered. I didn't. Sounds like I repeated myself. I didn't. 2 trades. To open. We're opening a stock order, which means we're buying the stock. And then we're opening an option order. We're selling somebody the right to buy it from me for the same price I just paid for it. Isn't that nuts? Do you go to the parade in St. Pete? No, I don't. All right. 43.50 is the profit. 1,500 is the investment. Let's do the quick numbers. Calculator. Here we go. 43.50 divide 1507. Grand total of 2.88 if and only if. Now this is very, very important, okay? How do your strategy work when tariffs whipsawed the market? Joey V. Wow, okay, Joey V. Hold that thought. I'm going to answer that question in a second. So 2.88, I got to write this one down too. Now, like I said, I already own Mara. 2.2, and what number was that? That was the 1550. 1550. Okay, so I'm going to count those as the 5 for this week. Now, every week we pick out a bunch of stock. What's the ticker? Mara, M-A-R-A. Scotty Young, what's happening? Scotty, aren't you usually on Instagram? Or is that another Scotty Young? I don't know. Because Scotty Young usually signs in on Instagram. But okay, that's fine. So we're going to use these 5 for this week. No, so it's a different Scotty Young. Okay, that's fine. Because there is a Scotty Young who always signs in on Instagram. All right, anyway. So those are the 5 that we're going to pick for this week, and we'll follow them throughout the week. Again, American Eagle Outfitters, Macy's, The Gap, Apache, and Mara. That's some pretty good picks, KG. Hats off to you, brother. Hope it works out. Now, I do own a few of those. I do have Macy's. I do have Apache, and I do have Mara. Okay. All right, so Joey V. How did the strategy work when the tariffs whipsawed the market? So I'm assuming you're talking a TDS day. So let's go back to TDS day. Let's get out of this. All right, Joey, you paying attention? Joey, paying attention. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of that. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to there. And let's go back to here. All right, let's go back. Blah, 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 blah. Right there. Okay, so Joey, my assumption, Mr. Joey, you're talking about this area right here. Okay, the end of March to the second, third week of April. Right there, right? Joey, that's the one you're talking about, right there. Okay, so end of March, beginning of April. So let's go back and take a look at the trades, because I actually, believe it or not, post all my trades. So let's go back to history and take a look at what trades I did on this time frame. All right? All right, so let's go back to here. Let's go to here. Let's go to The 10MinuteTrader, which is my website. You do some research, you'll see that 10MinuteTrader has been active for over 15 years. Okay? Might sound simple, similar to you guys. Simple, safe, predictable, 1% per week, Knife Lightly training, 9 p.m. Does that sound familiar? That's what we're doing right now. For those of you that are interested, there it is right there, live trading, and there's the books. Okay? Now, I'm not trying to sell anything. What I want to do is go to right here. I want to go to right there. Now, we said the last couple of weeks of March, first couple of weeks of April. May, April. Okay, there's April. There's April. There's 14th through the 18th, 7th through the 11th, the 31st. Okay, so we're going to go back one week further. Okay, all right. Ready, Joey V? Hey, Joey V. Week number 13, first quarter. March 24th through March 28th. All right? Account number 1, 1.31. Account number 2, 1.25. Account number 3, 3.1. That's March 24th to March 28th, week 13. Week 14. Week 14. Week 1, second quarter. Okay? Account 1, 2, 3. Account 1, 3.01. Account 2, 2.46. Account 3, 2.7. Week number 2 for the second quarter, or week 15 for the year. April 7th through April 11th. Account 1, 2.7. Account 2, 3.3. Account 3, 1.8. Okay, week 16 for the year, week 3 for the second quarter, April 14th through April 18th. 3.9, 1.7, 1.4. Okay, April 21st to April 25th. 2.7, 1.9, 0.65. See this? I don't always make 1%. Not always. Sometimes I miss. Right here, I missed. Only made $1,100 that week. 0.65, didn't make my one. Okay. Week 18, week 5 for the second quarter, April 28th to May 2nd. 2.08, 1.17, 1.38. So Joey V, I hope that answers your question. How did it work during that TDS time frame? You know, that's that when Trump said that, well, we're going to have tariffs, and everybody panicked, everybody sold off, and the stocks dropped precipitously. Okay, I still made more than 1% almost every single week. One account out of those 5 weeks I just showed you. So I hope that satisfies your answer. YMAX is what I'm trying to understand. Share prices go down, but they pay weekly high yield. I don't like YMAX, player. Okay, so let me show you why I don't like YMAX. Let's go here. Let's go. All right, so we're going to go to Yahoo Finance, player. We're going to go to Yahoo Finance, and we're going to take a look at the numbers for YMAX, and I'll tell you why I don't like them. Okay? Yield Max Universal Fund of Option Income ETFs, YMAX. Okay? Let's slide down a bit. Okay, so the yield is 6.3. Well, that's a nice yield, isn't it? But look at year-to-date total return, 4.67. So which one are you going to go for? 63% yield or total profit of 4.67 so far? We're 6 months into the year and it's up 4.67. However, hold on. Let's go to historical data right over here. See this? Historical data and find out what the dividends look like. Because what I'm looking for consistency of profitability. Well, let's find out. Okay, here we go right here. Okay, historical prices. I want to click on that right there. And I want to look at dividends only. Okay, and I want to go all the way to the maximum amount of dividends. Now, see, here's the minor problem I have with YieldMax. The very first dividend that YieldMax paid out, February 2024. So this thing's what, a year and a half old? Think about it, a year and a half old. Hollywood, what's happening, brother? How you doing? Hollywood just signed in. All right, so YieldMax, it's a year and a half old. Now, don't get me wrong, because, see, my company, is like some of you may know this, some of you may not. I'm getting ready to do my own hedge fund, my own stocks. However, I got to wait the full 2 years, which is in December. Well, great. Well, next year, I will be not even a year old, and I'll be offering 20% consistently, 20% consistently. But you got to start somewhere. And this may be a great company. It might be, but it's only a year and a half old. So if and when I do get to that point, I'm not going to invest in anything that's less than, that's less than 20 years. Because that has consistency of profitability. They've been around. They have historical performance behind them. I'm okay with that. So let's take a look at the numbers. Now, 53 to 56, 63, 73, 65. Wait a second. Now, when I say consistently profitable player, okay, 53 to 56, great. 56 to 63, awesome. 63 to 73, double awesome. 73 to 73, I can live with it. 73 to 65, hold the phone. That's going backwards. That doesn't work for me. Why did they not make money there? Why did they go backwards? Why did they lose money? All right, hold it. That's just once. 65 to 59. That's twice in a row. 59 to 22. Hold the phone. What do you mean? We were at 53, now we're at 22, but then it goes to 20. Yeah, that's going backwards. No, I do not like YieldMax because, now, if they were a year and a half old and each one of these numbers was consistently higher, okay, yeah, then maybe. But look, it goes pretty decent, 53, 56, 63, 73. Then it goes to shit. 65, 59, 22, 20? Yeah, no thank you. When I'm looking for two things and only two. Imagine that. All the things you can be looking for, I'm only looking for two. Consistency of profitability? They don't have it. Weekly options. That's it. Profits? Weekly options. That's it. Let me show you something before I go. This is what I'm looking for, player. Are you ready? Whoops. This is Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft goes all the way back to 1986. But we're only going to go to 2005 because that's far enough. That's 20 years. 8, 9, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 28, 31, 36, 39, 42, 46, 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, 83. Did you notice each and every year that number went higher and higher and higher? That's my idea of consistent profitability. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? That is why I don't do yield max. Now, I wouldn't mind doing yield max if for a year and a half, each one of those numbers was higher and higher. I got no problem with that. But when they go up and then down, yeah, hell no. Sorry. Hope it works out. Yeah, Frito already did Mara. I think Mara came in at 2.2% if the numbers look good tomorrow. Because remember, the numbers always change in the morning. Okay? Because at 9:30 a.m. the stock market opens and it's like a roulette wheel. The numbers always changing. Okay, it's an ETF. Yeah, I know it's an ETF. I understand that. Okay, but even ETFs have one person in charge. One person say, hey, let's buy this. Hey, let's sell that. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. Always the same thing. Okay, so when my company, I'll be the one saying, hey, let's buy this one. And then I'll have 12 other people saying, well, yes or no. But it'll always be me saying, hey, I like Merrill, look at this, look at that. And they'll either say yes or they'll say no. Not there for sure. Yep, I did say Merrill. Okay, so that being said, we're out of here for today. Got a couple more questions. Micah Prue. Hi, how are you today? Thank you for that, Micah. I appreciate that. And now he's done. 90. We'll try to join in the AM, make some money. Drazik, hope to see you in the morning, brother. So we're done over there on Instagram. So I'm done over here on Zoom. So you guys, we're going to see you guys in the morning. So you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. And you guys over here on TikTok, Paul, peace. Thank you. Got it real quick. Alrighty. Where do you find the consistency of profits? Oh, and the dividends. If the dividends are consistently, sorry, here you go. Listen to this closely. Listen very closely. A dividend is a portion of the company's profits they give to the investors. That's us. We're the investors. So you cannot increase the dividends without the profits increasing. So if the profits increase, the dividends increase. If they don't have dividends, then you're stuck reading 20 years of corporate annual reports. Yeah, no thank you. Okay, you guys have a great night. Oh, now the end is near. Hands face. Come on.